What's going on, you guys? TBR here, back yet again with another King of Fighters All-Star video, and happy Monday to all of you out there. I hope you all had a wonderful and safe weekend. In today's video, we are going to be talking about the latest update to be coming to the King of Fighters All-Star, and that is of course going to be the EX Volume 10 update, which if you guys haven't already seen this news yet, oh boy, buckle up buckaroos, because we have some really good news in today's video. But before we go ahead and get into all of that and more, make sure if you guys haven't already done so, you smash that like button and subscribe, and let's just go ahead and get into the news. As always, I will have links in the description to all this information, so that way you guys can check it out for yourselves. But let's just go ahead and hop straight into it. As you guys can see, we are going to have a maintenance scheduled. This is going to be scheduled for 3/27. So that is going to mean that today, guys, we need to get our dailies done as quickly as humanly possible, or at least before this time right here. So you guys can see the time right here for the maintenance if you want to adjust accordingly for whatever time zone you're in. You may want to go ahead and do that. But if you take a look down here, you guys, one of the cool things about this maintenance is we're actually going to be getting, each and every single one of us, all contenders, are going to be getting rewards for this maintenance. And the rewards this time are actually pretty good, but kind of weird. If you take a look here, we're getting 7 tickets for the EX Fighter summons for Volume 10. Kind of weird. Just strange numbers, really. And then we're getting 4 for the EX battle card summons. So yeah, very odd numbers. Not sure what's going on with some of the numbers they chose there or how they got to those numbers, but hey, we'll take it. And then we're all going to also be getting 1000 AP. So good stuff overall. We usually don't get maintenance rewards like this, so I'll take it. I don't know what we did to deserve it, but hey, you know what? We'll take it, right? I guess it's for our patience lately. So we'll just go ahead and move on now to the update notice, but I wanted to make sure you guys kind of knew, make sure you get your dailies done today and you'll be in good shape. So as you guys can see, we do have an update and an in-game event notice. There's quite a bit here, so we're just going to go ahead and move through this. So the first thing, of course, is we do have typings and elements now for the new EX fighters. So KOF 15 Kula is going to be a purple element defensive type, and then 15 Mai is going to be a red element defense type. So we're getting 2 defense types with this banner. Very interesting. I don't remember the last time we got identical typings like that before. Very strange, but we'll take it. We'll take it. You know, these are 2 characters that everybody's been wanting, so we're not going to, you know, complain about it, but just kind of strange, interesting. I haven't seen that happen before, but hey, we were right about the actual elements of these characters in that previous video breaking down that trailer though, so hey, we got that prediction right as well. So good stuff, go us. Now, we of course are going to see new battle cards coming. As you guys can see, we're going to be getting the special cards for these characters, as well as a new option card and a new set. So that is what your card art is going to look like there. Super adorable as always, anytime they use the pixelated art. So yeah, good stuff there. We are going to see a new event set. This is the Girls of Ice and Fire set. So as you guys can see, that's pretty much what you're getting as far as your new cards, but there will be more, so stay tuned. These cards are all going to come with those effects. We've already known this. This is something they do with all of these, so not much to talk about there. However, there are going to be special effects as always as well on the 2 new finishers. So if we take a look here, we are going to have an increase to the attack of all teammates, including self, by 15% for 10 seconds after use. Now that is actually really good. That's the Mai one. So it's looking like Mai is going to have a little bit of a support element to her finisher. Good stuff. We'll see if that bodes for anything when it comes to her actual kit. I know there's some people out there who probably wouldn't be very happy if she ended up being a designated, you know, kind of support, but I don't get the feeling that's going to be what happens. I just think that that's a little aside that they threw onto her finisher there for you to help you out. But on Kula's, she increases attack by 30% of your defense for 10 seconds after use. So that's what you guys got as far as your effects on the new finishers. We'll talk more about them when they're in game. As far as that other new card set I was just kind of referencing, we are going to get the Surging Fire set. This card set can be purchased with rubies in the event shop, as you guys can see here, and the set is going to deal burn damage equal to 400% of attack on the target when a boss syndrome or a special signature fighter lands an active skill. So interesting that we're getting support for SS and BS fighters this late in the game with these fighters, since they don't really get support anymore of any kind. And we don't really see very many of them get released anymore, so maybe this means that those tags aren't necessarily entirely dead. but at the same time, I don't think that you should take this as a sign that we're going to be seeing new ones anytime soon or anything like that. It just means that they're getting a little bit of love here in the form of a set that you can buy with rubies in the event shop. Although, maybe with a collaboration around the corner, potentially, we might see more of those at some point, but you never know. So that's what we got there. I'm not going to get into wild speculation on it in today's video, but it's nice to see that they are getting support, and that card set does look like it's actually going to be pretty decent for them overall, at least for a set that you don't have to go in and summon for, right? So that is what we're getting there. The hot and cold set card is going to be in the exchange shop, as always. Not anything to really talk about there. The new battle card dungeon update is also going to include the new cards in there, which that always happens when we have a new banner, so not much to talk about. We do got banner art, which looks really, really good. Very happy with the banner art there. Somebody had pointed out that this time around for this iteration, it actually looks like they used more of a Korean style of art for her art design, and I could actually see that. We had talked about how she looked a little bit different, not in a bad way, just different, and I do think that that is probably what we're seeing here. Overall, though, she looks really good. Both characters look fine. I have no issues with the way they look. I'm happy with it, so you guys should be happy with what you're getting here. If you're a fan of either one of these characters, I feel like you're going to probably be content with the way that they turn out as far as their kits go, but time will tell. So that is what we've got there, guys. Not much else to kind of write home about when it comes to the actual banners. So let's talk about the good stuff. So we're going to talk about all the new content, because there is new content coming with this update, and this is very exciting. So the first thing here is the new Team Relay Dungeon Alexandrite. So this new Relay Dungeon is basically going to change. It's going to change weekly on Mondays, so that's going to be nice. It's going to rotate. So as you guys can see, there's going to be 2 different typing elements that you're going to want to kind of focus on each week, and this is going to rotate on Mondays. It goes through all that in detail here, but as you guys can see, a new Team Relay Dungeon that can be played up to 2 teams will be added. You can earn play rewards and cumulative record rewards according to the cumulative amount of damage. The dungeon will reset every Monday at 21 PDT and will be replaced by the Alexandrite dungeon of a different element. Alexandrite has different elements applied to Team 1 and Team 2, so you can fight more effectively by deploying fighters of favorable elements. And then they give you the little flow chart there of how the element typings work for those of you who have probably never had to worry about it because the game has been so imbalanced for so long. And then they give us what we have as far as a schedule is concerned. So guys, this is new content. This is interesting. They are, of course, reusing Alexandrite as the boss, it looks like, but I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. We'll take this all day long. But overall, this isn't even the big news, because the big news is coming up after this. But this is really nice to see, especially considering it is going to be a permanent event going forward that recycles itself every Monday. So that is pretty much going to be every payday for those of us who are kind of familiar with how things work in this game. So really, really good stuff. So next up here, we are getting a new puzzle event. A spring celebration puzzle event will be added where you can collect puzzle pieces and replace the image in the collection room. So this is going to be mainly for your collection. These puzzle pieces, you're pretty much going to be doing a world drop event. As you guys can see here, you can obtain various content such as the battle card dungeon, rush event, and team relay dungeon. But overall, you guys can see it here. It's looking like this is going to pretty much be akin to what you see in other gacha games, where you have kind of this overall puzzle that you're trying to build. You build it up. Once you get the puzzle, you get the art, essentially, and then you can just display it in your trophy room. So it isn't necessarily anything too crazy, but it's something for us to do. It's a little bit different, and so we'll take it, right? So it kind of goes through here, gives you kind of an idea of what you're looking at, but like I said, it isn't anything that should be too complicated for anybody out there. So, you guys ready for this? Are you ready for this? Guys, new EX memories. We are getting new generic EX memories. Now, it isn't necessarily going to work the exact same way as the generic BS and SS memories, but still, this is really, really nice. So let's just jump into it. So the element EX memories will be added for use by EX ranked fighters. You guys can see each element is represented here. Each color element, that is represented here for these EX memories. These can be used to enhance the awakened tier of EX fighters of each element and grade, and element EX memories cannot be obtained in combination and other sources of acquisition aside from events, but they might be added in the future. So that is what we got there, guys. We'll talk about how we're going to obtain our first one, the first one they've ever added into the game, with this update coming up here in the next notice. But this is what we're going to be getting. This is going to be what they're going to do to solve the issue of EX generic memories. And I honestly think, based on what we're seeing here so far, just in the sample size with this first event for the first one, it's going to end up being pretty nice, but time will tell. Partially, it's tied to that Alexandrite dungeon, so it's going to come down to how that looks really, but still, positive stuff, guys. We finally did it. We finally got it, right? So there is a bit of a catch here. Now, of course, the biggest thing obviously would be the fact that you can't really control if it's going to be random which color you're getting for these, but they've added in a new item called a rainbow crystal. And as you guys can see here, this is what it's going to be used for. It is an EX memory element change. So you can change the element of the EX memory you have into EX memories of the desired element, and the new item Rainbow Crystal and Festa memory fighter memories are used for element change. So I think that this is saying that basically it's going to use some of our fighter memories also. We don't know. There's really no way to tell. But either way, this rainbow crystal, you're going to get some of them with this event, and it shouldn't be that big of a deal to get this changed over. We'll see how the RNG works. We don't really know much of any detail on this yet. They do talk about this thing a little bit, but they don't give us much detail on how it works yet. Assuming it's probably just going to randomly change the element, but we'll get more into it when we get to the other notice. Like I said, I just want to get through this one before we get to that, but really good stuff, you guys. Really positive stuff. So, new Imprint Stones, as you guys can see, there are going to be new Imprint Stones for EX Volume 10. Not surprising. There's also going to be new Ice and Fire, Moon and Star Imprint Stones. Not surprising. We get this with every update with these new characters, so there you have it, and there you are there. We're getting some system and content improvements. It looks like the 6-star special for the Supreme Severing flashcard description has been changed. You guys can see that there. So that's kind of what you're looking at there. It just mentions that it cannot be equipped by the Samurai Showdown collaboration version of Haomaru. So I guess there were people out there that were confused by that, had kind of brought that up to them, and they've gone ahead and fixed that. They are going to now be sending you packages that you purchase to your mailbox in a different way than normal. So that's been updated and improved, quote unquote, as well, but not really much to talk about in regards to that. I don't think that really is something. Do we need to talk about that? Can we just move on? I thought so. So it's not that big of a deal. This is going to be your event page, so pretty much just shows you what everything's going to look like there. And then we get our handy dandy little table here that has all of our different events. But that's pretty much what we got, guys. Of course, there's going to be new packages for all this, but I don't really want to talk about that right now. Again, I like to talk about that stuff when it goes live. Although there's some interesting stuff it looks like we'll be talking about when it does go live, because there are going to be some change-up kit selectors for BS and SS fighters, etc. in here. So kind of interesting this time around on some of these, it looks like. So we'll talk about them when they go live and just kind of see what there is to see there, because of course price is always going to dictate how good those things are. So that is pretty much it as far as the update notice, you guys. We do need to talk about the in-game event notice, though, to get the full breadth of what's going on here. So we're just going to jump into it. So we do have a new login bonus featuring Mai here. So this is where we're going to get some dice. We're going to get some other items here for the event, such as our fragments, etc. So pretty much, spoiler alert, we're getting a dice game event as well that we'll talk about in here. So really nice. Not anything to write home about. Same as always when it comes to any of these login events, but still, we'll take it, right? The new Rush Dungeon, this is the art for it. Rush Dungeons, I don't think I need to explain to you guys how they work. We all know how those work. We can move on. Okay, good. So that is going to be the Rush Dungeon art. The exchange shop, as you guys can see, this is going to be your set in here, as well as the different items this time around. As you guys can see here, though, this is interesting. The Destined Rivals puzzle piece mystery box. So you are going to be able to also get mystery boxes for the puzzle pieces, which is interesting to me. So that's a new addition here. So something that's a little bit different aside from what we're normally used to, due to the fact that we're getting a new event. So that is really nice. Again, new content. It changes things up in such mysterious and crazy ways, right? Who'd have thunk it? But that is what we got there, guys. Not a major change, but still a change worth noting. We are getting a new tower, as you guys can see there. Not really sure what we're going to be seeing there as far as different types of rewards, etc. I'm assuming the same as always, but You can only use Mai and Kula. As usual, the new banner fighters are all that you can use for that, so that's what we got as far as the tower's concerned. New event codex, we already mentioned that we're getting the new stones, like always, so there's your event codex where you're going to get those. Not much to write home about. Again, pretty much more of the same. If we look through here, it looks like all the items that you're going to be getting across the board are pretty much standard fare, so nothing that we need to really go into detail about there either. A trip with Kula's dice game event. This little Kula chibi, guys, if you haven't seen this, it's freaking adorable. I'm gonna ask one of my data miners to get me the asset for this, because my god, I love it. But you guys can see the board there. Pretty much, again, I keep saying it, but it's standard stuff. All this stuff is pretty much standard stuff outside of the new events, but again, standard dice board, not much to talk about there. You guys already saw we're going to be able to get some dice from doing the login, which is nice as well, but pretty much you're also going to get them from the rush dungeon this time around again. So they've been doing this with these dice games recently. It seems like it's going to be the way of the future as far as how they handle dice games, by tying it to a rush dungeon. So we'll hope for the best and hope that it works out. Typically it does, and it's not a big deal, so I'm not concerned about it. The Team Relay Dungeon Alexandrite, we get another look at it and a better look at what it looks like under the hood. So it looks like the first one is going to be the blue-green one, then we're going to get red-blue, then we're going to get green-yellow. So again, it does change over every Monday. So that's what you got there as far as an event schedule. So get your blue and your green fighters ready, guys. But overall, that is what that's going to look like. Very curious what the actual rewards will look like outside of the stuff we've already talked about, but we'll have to wait and see. Now, one little wrinkle to this is you are going to have to log in daily to get the Team Relay ticket to play this, so you'll just have to log in. Of course, if you're going to be playing it, you're going to be logging in anyway, so not much to worry about there. You should be able to pick that up without much of a problem, I would hope. So that's what you got there, and this is where we need to talk about some stuff. So this is tied to Alexandrite. This is the Team Relay point reward. Basically, this is going to be a mileage system where you get rewards based on the amount of points that you accumulate playing against him. So this right here is where we're going to not only get, as you guys can see down here, for 9,000 points, this right here at number 12 is going to be your mystery box for your EX memory. So what we just talked about with how they're a different element each, this is where you're going to be able to pick that up. The first one ever in the game is going to be right here, but you're also going to see these little crystals to change them. You're getting 20 of them at 6,000 points, it looks like. So at number 9 for the 9th prize, you're going to get 20 of these. So that's why I say, guys, depending, even if it's RNG based, completely random, hopefully you can get the element that you want without having to worry too much about it. But you can see right there, that's where we're going to get these. We're also getting rubies in here. We're also going to get more stuff, it looks like, for the puzzle event, etc. So this is really good. You'll just have to play the Alexandrite event every day, but hopefully it ends up being not too buggy, and it ends up being something everybody can take part in. But that is what we're getting as far as this is concerned, guys, and it looks like this is going to go for till 4/24, so we got plenty of time. So really, really good stuff. Not sure what's going to be beyond this for the rest of these, because it does look like there's more stuff down here, and you can scroll down on this bar on this, so you can see that right there. So I'm curious what's down here. There's more rewards. I'm really curious what's going to happen there, but that's where we're going to get that first EX generic memory, you guys. Let's freaking go. So that's what we got there. Other things, another look at the puzzle event. You guys can see those are the little puzzle items we just pointed out up here, so that's kind of what you're looking at there. Again, the whole puzzle thing, I don't think we really need to go into too much detail on. We've already kind of covered it. It's pretty basic, but you can see right here, the 2023 Spring Celebration Puzzle Part 1 Charge Potions, which we just showed you, are going to be available in the Team Relay point rewards and the Shiranuyu login bonus. Shiranui Ryu login bonus. Got it. Perfect. Great. Awesome. Great job, TBR. Move on. Destined Rivals puzzle piece. These are going to be available through the World Drop and the Request Guild items. Sorry, guys. It's like 5:30 in the morning. Destined Rivals puzzle piece random box, Rush event, exchange shop, the Rush Dungeon Chapter 2, and the Team Relay Dungeon play rewards. That's where you'll get those. And then the Destined Rivals puzzle pieces selection box are from the event shop. So that's where we're going to get these. They go in hard on this puzzle thing. They really want us to play this puzzle thing. But that's what it looks like in your display room. So it's kind of like having a poster up, right? Kind of cool. So yeah, that's that. Not anything to really get too excited for. So, unless you're somebody that really likes that stuff. So the world drop, we've already talked about. This is where we're going to get the Destined Rivals puzzle pieces. Comes from the battle card dungeon. I think we've already established that. We can move on. The coolest crafting event. This is going to be the newest crafting event. This is going to be where you're going to get your moon and your starstone as well as your badges for the event. So for those of you who collect the badges, there you have it and there you are. That's kind of a look at least one of them. And then your stones are right there if you wanted to know what those look like. So that's pretty basic stuff as always. New chapter of fights coming. So yay, 100 rubies a day. New battle passes, of course, because we always get battle passes with each one of these. And then the new package information, which the Rush Dungeon auto clear feature is going to be available with the new passes. So it seems like they've gotten back to doing that with every pass again, if applicable. And then this is the schedule. This kind of just breaks everything down. But really, guys, at the end of the day, does anybody really take anything away from any of this outside of the fact that we're getting generic memories for EX fighters? Because I don't. As cool as some of this stuff is, and as happy as I am about some of this, this is really what wins this entire update. Hopefully this thing works. Hopefully this thing is good for everybody, and it actually performs well. Because if it does, this is going to solve so many issues for so many people. I'm not going to get overly excited to the point where I feel like they've solved too much until we know exactly how often we're going to be getting this stuff. Because while Alexandrite is going to be around, as they've established, on a circulating basis every Monday, we'll be able to get a new one and play them throughout the week. I do just wonder how often we're going to get these point reward systems where we're going to be getting these items. And I also wonder how the RNG is going to be, even outside of just getting the typing that you want on these. Just being able to use these crystals, how all those work out and how those work out. But a lot of questions, but that's a good thing. That means this is intriguing. That means this is interesting. And that means that this is something to be interested in going forward into this update. So hopefully all this stuff ends up being positive, because I'm very happy on the surface with what I'm seeing here. I'm just trying to temper my expectations until I see how it all gets implemented. But anyway, you guys, we don't have very much longer to wait. This stuff is coming very soon. Again, make sure that you take a look at this maintenance schedule and get your dailies done when you need to get them done before this happens, because otherwise you will miss out on your dailies, and I don't want that for you guys. So make sure that you pay attention to this. Again, links will be in the description to all this stuff. Let me know in the comments section what you think about this update, because I think that this is shaping up to be something that we've been sorely needing in the game, and hopefully it all turns out for the best, and this is all stuff we can all partake in and be happy about. But anyway, you guys, that's just going to do it for me. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think about the newest EX generic memories. Man, it has been a long time coming. But anyway, you guys, please smash that like button and subscribe, and I'll talk to you all in the next one. Peace.
Continue.